Hey, good morning there. Today what I want to walk through is the second of several videos. I don't know how many other be, probably three, four, of transfer orders from and how to um, execute them from different areas of the system. I've already done a video on how to do a transfer order from inventory management. This one is doing transfer orders from order management. In the description below, you'll find links to other videos. You'll find links to the PowerPoints, including this one, as well as a couple PowerPoints and a video on how to set up transfer orders, as well as transfer pricing and profit and inventory. So having said that, what we're going to walk through today is how to do a transfer order from order management. So I'm logged in as Ava Clark, who is our manager of customer service, and we're going to go create an order where for a customer who's going to be shipping this will be actually shipped to the customer from the UK warehouse. So we're going to create an order, and the customer is Conifer. Once we get to that screen, there we go. So the customer is Conifer, tab over, and that will fill out the bill to ship tos. And also, as we go through this, in some areas, you'll notice, especially as we get into the inventory management and costing, you'll see the new Redwood screens. This is a 25B environment, and the Redwood screens are becoming more and more pervasive throughout the system, so you'll get a taste of those. So what we're going to do is select our item. I've set up ASA 6004 to be internally transferable in the item master. In the PowerPoint, it shows how to do that. I've also set up the UK and US as inter-org. There's inter-org parameters that need to be set up. That's also in the videos below. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add these to my order line. And then once that's added, I'm going to go ahead and select my supply warehouse. And so it's going to come from 100. So it's a simple, it's Manchester. So this is going to be shipped to Conifer from Manchester. We'll show the invoicing to the customer. We'll show the intercompany AR and AP as well. And also throughout this video, I may need to pause the video to do different background processes. I know you're excited to watch those, but we don't need to put those in the video. So you'll see places where I start and stop, and I'll call that out as I go. So we'll go ahead and submit this order. I'm going to make a note of the order number. Once it comes up. There we go, 98465. So that's one unit, 98465. And we'll click OK. And the next thing I want to show is how you can see what's happening in the background. So we'll go up under Actions and switch to the Fulfillment view. And you can see here the order and the status. It's coming from Warehouse 100, which down here shows you that's Manchester. And we can refresh this, and this will start to process. And this is one of those spots where I'm going to go ahead and pause until this orchestration has completed. Okay, we're back, and we can see that it is now in awaiting shipping status, which means it can be shipped. So this has been orchestrated, and we're good to go. So at this point, what I'm going to do is jump over to the UK warehouse. Richard Smith is my warehouse manager in the United Kingdom. We're going to go into inventory management. We're going to ship this order. Here's an example of the new Redwood screens. And we're going to be shipping it out of the Manchester warehouse. And we'll go to outbound shipments. Looks like it hasn't made its way over here yet. So we'll pause and let the system do its thing, and we'll be back once it's here. Okay, so our order line has now arrived in Manchester where it can be picked and shipped. You can see that it's our order 98465. It's ready to pick. So this is a Redwood version of the picking screen. So the best thing to do is I click here, which will open up this create a shipment. And so click on create shipment. It gives me a shipment number and hyperlinks it. So I'll click on this and do a ship confirm. We're going to go ahead and just ship confirm up here, and it'll tell me that it's been confirmed and the shipping line has closed. So here we see it's been confirmed, it's been closed. So this has been shipped to the customer. And then we can back out here and go back to the main screen. So at this point, the next step would be to create the customer invoice to Conifer. And to do that, we'll go over to the U.S. accounts receivable. In our system, that's Tracy Allen. And so here we have Tracy Allen. We'll go into billing, and what we're going to do is import the auto invoice. And the way I get to it is down here under import exceptions. If I click this little arrow, I get this a button up here to import transactions. Now I'm going to import these from, in this case, it's from distributed order, this is a normal process to create the invoice for a customer, so distributed order orchestration. And we're going to go ahead and submit this, and then we're going to pause the recording until that has processed. Okay, so update or import auto invoice has run. So we'll come over to manage transactions, which is where we see the AR invoices. And here's the AR invoice to Conifer right here, our order number 98465. And if you want, you can open this up and take a look at it. Except in my system where everything takes longer. So here we go. We've got our invoice to our customer. And here we go ahead and post this. And then go ahead and save and close once that posting is completed. So at this point, we have done our supply chain world. We entered an order, we shipped the order, we run an invoice. So the next step in the process is to do the intercompany transactions. Well, actually, what I want to show you before I do that, I'm going to go into cost accounting and show you in financial orchestration, we can track how these transfer orders are progressing, at least from an orchestration perspective. So we go into supply chain execution, financial orchestration, tasks, and monitor orchestration. I simply do in progress and put in my item number, and we'll see what's in progress. So here's my transfer order. It's a sales order shipment. This little button here, view tasks, is what I'm going to click on. It's going to show me all the tasks that have to happen. So there's an in-transit issue, receipt that's happened. There's a receipt accrual that's happened. The ownership has changed, right? And also the next thing that we need to do is intercompany receivable and then the payable. So to do that, I'll go over to first receivables in the UK, which is Dustin Gibson is my receivables clerk. We'll go into billing, and we're going to run here import auto invoice. Again, same concept down here under import exceptions. Click the little button, and I get my import transactions. But this time, we're going to bring the transaction sources Aura, supply chain financial orchestration, this one right here. We'll click that, and we're going to go ahead and submit that. And like before, when this runs, I will, well, I'll pause the video here. When it finishes running, I'll be right back. Okay, so the import auto invoices run. So again, like on the US side, we're going to go to manage transactions. And I have this, um, how would you put it, filtered for this year and then the specific invoices that I want. And so this is our invoice down here from today, uh, 18084. And again, if we click on this, we can see, and I think even if I need to put in here sales order number, there's my sales order number that we've been dealing with today. And again, we can go ahead and post this to the ledger. So that's the first half. And we can see the progress again if we go over to Joanna Johnson, and we're going to refresh the screen, click on view tax again, and now you can see that my intercompany receivable is completed. So the last step in this process is to do the intercompany payable, which is with James Bird, who is my accounts payable clerk in the UK. And so what we're doing here is we're going to be importing this invoice over. So we're going to go to invoices. Now, again, this is accounts payable. And under tasks, there's an import invoices option. Whoops, didn't mean to clear it off that bad. And we'll import invoices. And here we're going to do US business unit, primary ledger. And here again, the source is important, is supply chain financial orchestration, right? And then we're going to go ahead and submit this. And we're going to need to come back in, manage invoices. And I'm going to put today's date on here. It's going to come up and say, are you sure you want to run with today's date? Because it'll be a lot of stuff. And I say, yes. And then here's my invoice, 18084. We can go ahead and open this up, take a look at it. And then this will flow, you'd flow this through the normal AP process of first you validate it. We go over here to lines anyway. You can validate it, right? And then once it's validated, we can post that to the ledger. So at this point, we go back and look at our financial orchestration page, do a refresh. You'll notice it's gone because it's no longer in process. So I'll have to search that into completed. And it's the 12th today. Here's my sales order shipment, again, view task. And you can see that all my tasks are completed. So basically what's gone on here is I've entered an order in order management to be shipped to my US customer from my UK warehouse. The UK warehouse shipped it out. The US company then billed the customer. And then the UK, since they're the shipping organization, did the intercompany AR and AP to the appropriate books. Again, all this information is in the PowerPoint down below. There's also links to the setup video that has some links to some different PowerPoints on setting up supply chain financial orchestration and profit inventory specifically. So hope this was helpful. Thank you.